Bakit kayo mga OFW? Gusto nyo sa Pilipinas kasi napakahirap.
Right? Sabi nga, there is no billion-dollar ideas, but execution meron.
Execution, yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Inside 3M Diaries, where we talk about real life, real stories, and real experiences from ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And of course, magandang gabi lalo sa ating mga OFW na nanonood from different parts of the world. Whether you're watching from Canada, Europe, Middle East, Asia, or anywhere else, thank you so much for spending your time with us. Our topic for tonight is something that many OFWs can relate to. Should OFWs wait until they go home before starting a business, or can they start business while still working abroad? So marami kasing nagsasabi na mag-ipon daw muna bago magnegosyo. Pero possible nga ba na habang OFW ka pa lang, nagsisimula ka na rin mag-build ng future business mo dito sa Pilipinas? And to help us answer that question, we have special guest tonight with real-life experiences in business and entrepreneurship. Our guest tonight is Mr. Pedro Clemente. Sir Pedro is currently based in Quebec, Canada. And aside from working abroad, he is also involved in real estate and continuously exploring opportunities for investment and long-term financial growth. So tonight, he'll be sharing his journey as an OFW, his experiences in Canada, and how real estate business become a part of his long-term plans. So let's all welcome Mr. Pedro Clemente.
Hello.
Welcome,
Hello,
Sir Pedro.
Hello, Yang.
Welcome.
Hello. Salamat sa pag-imbita.
Yeah, you're welcome, Mr. Pedro. And joining us again tonight is someone many of you is already know. Ms. Yang Santiago is currently based in Paris, France, while managing a business here in Philippines. She is entrepreneur behind Tuk Tuk Mark Inc., a company that provides travel parts, accessories, and services. Her story proves that distance doesn't always stop someone from building and growing a business while back home. Tonight, she'll be sharing her entrepreneurial journey, the lessons she learned, and her insights for our fellows OFW who are thinking about starting their own business. Please welcome Ms. Yang Santiago.
Thank you, Miss Mitch. And I am happy today kasi may kasama tayong isang magaling na negosyante from Quebec, Canada. And thank you again and welcome to Inside 3M Diaries.
Unahin nating tanong ngayon si Sir Pedro. For those who are meeting you for the first time, you can tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey as an OFW in Canada, and how real estate business become part of your life.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Yang. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me in your podcast, really. And I'm happy to be here. I'm from the Philippines, right? And I live in Rizal. So I came here in Quebec, Canada, since 2019. So before COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Napagkakalo ko ng French. French. Yeah. So in Quebec, most of the people here was speaking in French. So yun nga, since 2024, nagkaroon kami ng asawa ko na gusto namin makabili ng property actually. Kasi since na simula kami nagpakasal na 2009, hindi pa sure, no? 2009.
Lagot tayo niyan, ha?
Lagot tayo dyan. 2009. Since then, kumbaga, every family really needs some, basic needs, right? Food, shelter, clothes, right? So every family needs a house to stay or to stay their home, right? So since then, we really like to purchase a property. So we don't have much money. We don't have. So we struggle. So pagdating dito sa Canada, 2019, 2024, the fast forward, 2024, nag-usap kami palagi na siguro time na namin bumili ng isang property. And then, 2024, nakabili kami sa mismong lugar din namin sa Rizal. Pero until now, we're like thinking about to build what kind of property we like. Is it, are we going to live on the property or we're going to
To rent out.
rent it out? So we're still on that. Pero nakabili na kami ng property na vacant lot. So since then, so we didn't really know about how real estate property works in the Philippines. So we're still on talking about what kind of property we could build on that vacant lot. So 2025 nagkaroon ng problema naman yung father ko na minana dun sa lola ko. And then, siyempre, alam mo naman, may tax, ganito. Tapos,
Exactly.
yes, transfer tax. So, yung mga lien, kung may lien yung property, yung title, right? Kung paano siya, lalo kung mother title, paano yun? Marami. So, with the help of technology, siyempre, simula nung nagkaroon COVID-19, nag-umusbong ang technology, nagkaroon ka rin to. Salamat sa...
Yes.
Di ko naman sabi salamat sa COVID-19 dahil
Yun
nagkaroon
kasi
ng
yung
Zoom
good, yun kasi yung good side
Right?
na naibunga.
Yun. Pero marami rin naghirap talaga. Hindi ko
Negatives.
sinasabing, may negative, pero meron din positive. Maraming
Exactly.
kumita, maraming hindi. So, after that, so, doon sa father ko, na nag-research ako sa nakipag-usap ako sa mga tao na pwedeng na involved sa real estate, lawyers, CPA. Siyempre, bago ako sa nagre-research din ako. So, salamat din sa AI na siyempre ngayon, bago ako magtanong, para makapagtanong ako sa mga lawyers and CPA or tax professionals na ano ba yung pwede kong itanong. Yun, salamat doon. So, after that, nagkaroon sa ng kaliwanagan. Medyo, naayos na sa ngayon. And then, 2025, last quarter ng 2025, I work out with my financial growth ko. Kumbaga, inaayos ko muna yung financial ko kasi kailangan ko muna. Katulad ng simpleng, ipon, may emergency fund, and then, how long could it last, right? Yun, so, meron pa rin ako naitabi. Bukod doon, meron pa rin ako naitabi. Yung portion na yun, ininvest ko sa sarili ko para malaman ko na mas maintindihan yung real estate kung paano gumagana sa Pilipinas. But, ang nangyari, hindi sa Pilipinas, dahil nandito ako sa Canada, na-encounter ko rin si Kasosong Abi, bakit kayo, mga OFW, gusto nyo sa Pilipinas kasi napakahirap. Right? Mahirap magtiwala sa tao. Yung kapwa mo pamilya, asawa ko, kapatid, tito, si uncle, si pinsan.
No.
Di ba?
No.
Sabi kahit na yan, mahirap talagang mag-manage kung ikaw yung napakalayo ng
You are so
ng business
lucky
mo.
talaga kung meron ka nun. Kahit isa lang, you are
Kahit
so
isa lang.
lucky. Yes.
So, yun nga, I try to na pag-isipan na mabuti yun. Na kung yung sinasabi ng, ba't OFW gustong-gusto yung ng business Philippines? Why not? Magtayo ka ng business
Do
sa
it there.
bansang
Sa bansa mo.
nasa ka, di ba? Either Canada. There's a way, but there will be complication. It will be hard. It's simple idea, right? But it's very hard to do it.
Exactly.
Hindi siya, pag sinabing,
It
totoo yan,
depends
pag-
situations.
Yes,
also.
depends.
Situation.
There will be so many complications. So right now, I'm still figuring it out, but I already have this big idea on how real estate business work in Canada and how the process, and I'm still learning because I invest to myself like mentorship, like coaching, because we have a community that build in Canada. So we're talking about this kind of the entrepreneurial mindset also because the thing is, lagi naman sinasabi niya, gawa ka tayong action. Huwag mo nang pasado pag-isipan. Kumbaga, kung naisip mo yung idea, gawa ka action. Para sa akin para sang chicken and the egg na theory. Yung ganun.
Hindi mo alam kung alin ang uunahin
Yes.
mo, di ba? Parang,
Yes.
sabi nga, there is no $1 billion ideas, but execution Meron.
Execution, yes.
Diba?
Execution, yes. So, anong nangyari sa akin ngayon, parang nauna naman ang mindset bago ang execution. Kasi nag-invest ako sa sarili ko eh. This really depends. Kasi may pros and cons eh. Pwede ka namang inuuna yung mindset, pero matagal yung kung di ka nag-execute.
Process.
Yung process niya. Pwede ka naman mag-execute. Kaso, kung di mo rin naman di-develop ang mindset mo bilang entrepreneur,
Babagsak ka.
babagsak ka rin. So, many failures. So, there will be like a chicken and egg, no? Yung ano ba nauna, ano yung pwede. Kahit ano.
Kailangan mo lang talagang timbangin. Oo.
Timbangin, yes.
Timbangin.
True. And then, ang pinakamahalaga doon, mga Mish and sa mga manonood, ang pinakamahalaga doon yung follow through.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yung, di ba, gumawa ka ng execution. Ano mo, yung follow through, kumbaga, kung nag-failure ka, kailangan isipin mo pa rin kung bakit ka nag-failure para yung lesson. And then, ganoon din naman kung inuna mo yung mindset mo bilang entrepreneur, isipin mo rin na kailangan mo rin talaga mag-execute yung mga idea na na gusto mong gawin. Kasi, magpe-fail ka sa bilang para ka rin nagpo-procrastinate sa sarili mo. Dahil lagi mo sa dingil. Kasi nandun ka na palagi sa comfort zone eh. Gusto mo na mag-aral, di ba? Mahirap talaga. Pero right now, I'm still building this real estate business in Canada. So, figuring out, kasi there will be complications, depends sa status. So, but I also have a lot of outlet in the Philippines that managing by my wife. So,
yun nga, pananadunin mo na nga ako. Tataya ako dun pag-uwi ko.
I hope.
Ayun, alam nyo na ha. Alam nyo na,
Yes.
viewers.
So, yun, sa mga viewers. Kumbaga, yung ininvest ko sa sarili ko sa sarili ko para yung mapatakbo na maayos yung real estate business. Pero, naitulungan ko rin yung asawa ko. Kasi, ni-transfer ko yung knowledge ko sa kanya.
Yun ang maganda.
Collaboration. Pero nandun pa rin kasi na kinalika namin na hindi kami lumaki na meron kaming mga business na person na magulang o kasi di ba nung mga bata kasi tayo, ako ganun ang pinamulat sa akin ng magulang ko. Kumbaga, mag-aaral ka mabuti, pag naka-aaral ka na mabuti, and then nakakuha ka ng grades, and then mag-aano ka ng trabaho para magkaroon ka ng malaking sahod.
Ganon.
So, yun ang naging mindset ko hanggang 2024. So, ilang taon na ako? 40 plus? So, 40 years. Bago ka lang naisip maging yung mabuild ko yung entrepreneurial mindset.
But it's not too late kasi yung iba nagsasabing hindi kaya pero ikaw yung patunay na kaya. Mayroon lang talagang specific time or may mga panahon, panahon talaga tayo. Ayun.
Yeah. Yes, very true. Yeah, that's for me, Michelle. Mish. Thanks.
So, ang ganda ng mga na-share ni Pedro. AI help us naman talaga.
Exactly.
Especially, nakarelate ako dun sa part na yun na may mga bagay na gusto tayong itanong, pero hindi natin alam kung paano siya itatanong. Diba? Sometimes, we want to make a conversation dun sa mga matataas na tao, like attorneys. Pero hindi mo siya alam kung paano mo siya titirahin yung tanong na yun. Pero kapag in-AI mo nagkakaroon ka ng ideas. But still, tayo pa rin yung mag-execute. AI help us, but the execution, tayo pa rin. So gusto ko yung part na yon. And totoo naman talaga na it's very difficult kung paano ka mag-uumpisa ng negosyo. Hindi mo alam kung saan at paano ka mag-uumpisa. And the community help us para magkaroon tayo ng mga ideas. And also, in the community, they are sharing their experiences too. So from that, yung mga ideas natin, na-convert natin na, pwede pala yun. So, dito ako sa field na to. Kasi dito ako may idea. Or even though wala kang experience, lahat naman siguro nag-start tayo sa walang experience in that kind of field. Kaya natin mag-umpisa ng negosyo. Kailangan lang talaga discipline and yung nabanggit ni Pedro na execution but follow through. Because doon tayo nakakakuha ng mga leads. Kailangan talaga follow through kung ano man yung pinag-umpisahan natin. And I love the way na na-share mo din yung pagtutulungan ninyong mag-asawa. Kasi bihira talaga na magkakaroon kayo ng collaboration, na meron kayong isang thinking na kaya natin itong gawin, na magkakatulungan kayo. So, bihira yan sa mag-asawa, lalo pat long distance. Sa palagay ko, bihira yun.
Yeah.
So, ayun. So, still, kahit hindi mo naman alam kung anong klase ng business yung papasukin mo, like, nabanggit nga ni Pedro na wala naman sa pamilya niya ang nagbi-business. Kasi pinalaki siya ng mag-aral ka mabuti, pag nakatapos ka ng pag-aaral, kakaroon ka magandang kinabukasan. At typically, a Filipino mindset na sinasabi sa atin ng mga magulang natin or ng mga nakatatanda. But still, even though we are not into business, kapag na-practice natin yon or nagkaroon tayo ng mga tamang tao na maglilid sa atin, napapag-aralan natin yung skills na yun
True.
at natututunan natin kung paano tayo makakapag-umpisa into business. Whether you are OFW or nakastay ka dito sa Pilipinas, I think lahat naman napapag-aralan.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, ikaw naman, Miss Yang, for you.
Iyan.
We want to hear your story also. So, pwede mo bang i-share sa amin how Tuktuk North Inc. started?
Hello mga ka-Inside 3M Diaries and welcome again, Sir Pedro and Miss Mitch. Thank you so much for this opportunity. By the way, I'm again Yang Santiago from Paris, France and still working and may mga plans na sana makauwi na tayo. For me, yung transformation sa akin kasi is it's actually from yung family background ko is may business talaga. Father ko, mother ko, so bata pa kami, nagbi-business na talaga sila. Pero, and I never expect na magkakaroon ako ng ganito, na papasok din ako sa business. Kasi ang sabi ko kasi dati, never, kasi mahihain ako. As in, unang-una, parang ako yung anak na hindi kilala. Kasi lagi ako nagtatago sa tao. Takot ako sa tao, in simple word. Hindi ako nakikihalubilo. Hindi, pero sabi ko nga, lahat naman ng bagay natututunan at na-overcome